Hello student, my name is Pradip Saraswati, Pradip sir. Saraswati Commerce Tuition. We will start this PPT in the economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics. The object of this PPT for the exam purpose, if your exam in the tomorrow, then if you learn this PPT, then in a very short period, you will ready for your exam purpose. Now, let us start the PPT in microeconomics and macroeconomics. Key concept overview. First, what is the concept of microeconomics? Micro and macro. First is the microeconomics. Microeconomics studies individual economics units. Individual, that means each and every person, each and every company, that is called the individual. And when the economics is study each and every individual units, such as household and farms, and it focuses on supply and demand, market structure, what types of structure in the market, and the consumer behavior, each and every consumer, what's the react in the market if the price is increasing, price is decreasing, and so many effect in the market. That is called the consumer behavior, and helping us understand decision making at smaller scale. That is called the microeconomics. And what is the macroeconomics? Macroeconomics explain the economy as a whole, but overall economics is called the macroeconomics, analyzing and aggregate. That means average is one type of aggregate indicators like GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. In India, the gross domestic product. That means overall Indian economics. When we will discuss, that is called the GDP of Indian economy. Unemployment rates. Overall Indian economy unemployment rates. That means each and every people, overall all people are involved in these unemployment rates. And inflation, price is increasing, that is called inflation. And so when we will discuss in the GDP, unemployment rates, inflation, and that's are involved in the macroeconomics. Understanding macroeconomics patterns aids and government in the policy making for stability. In these days, in macroeconomics, government take the decision for the development purpose, for the any new types of project, government take the decision for the overall India. That is called the macroeconomy in overall. Last is interconnectedness. Macroeconomics and microeconomics and macroeconomics are interconnected. Micro behavior influence macro outcomes. Micro behavior, microeconomic behavior influence macro outcome. That means each and every person, that's called the consumer. If the consumer behavior that reflects in the supply and demand. So again, I am studying micro behavior influence macro outcomes. Studying both fields provide a comprehensive view of economic dynamics and aids in effective policy formulation, because each and every effect in the market and also individual consumer, it will be dynamic effect in the economy and policy, and that on that basis government take the decision, changes the policy or review the policy. That is the interconnectedness of the micro and macroeconomics. Now coming the next part. Microeconomics principle. What is the basic microeconomics principle? First is the consumer behavior. Consumer is the microeconomy main फंडा है माइक्रो इकोनॉमी में। क्यों? माइक्रो इकोनॉमी का बेस लेवल, those who react in each and every decision taken by the government, that people is called the consumer. So consumer behavior, consumer choice are influenced by preference, budget consideration, perceives the value. Understanding this behavior helps the business tailor products and services to meet the market needs, ultimately driving the sales. So consumer behavior is the main funder or main principle of the microeconomics, because on that basis government take the decision but change the decision each and every project. And supply and demand. Supply and demand in our basic concept of the microeconomy, supply and demand, a fundamental concept, impact prices in markets, because based on the supply and based on the demand, market price will be settled. And supply refers to availability of the goods, how much goods available in the market, and while demand is the desire for those goods. Means मार्केट में सप्लाई होने से नहीं होगा, मार्केट में डिमांड भी होना चाहिए। तो दैट इज द डिजायर ऑफ दोस गुड्स। तो जो गुड्स मार्केट में कंज्यूमर लोग के लिए जरूरत है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द डिमांड। इक्विलिब्रियम इज द अचीव व्हेन सप्लाई मीट्स द डिमांड। इफ द टोटल सप्लाई एंड टोटल डिमांड क्रॉस द इन अ पॉइंट, that is called the equilibrium, and that is called the equilibrium price. In that sense, equilibrium is achieved when supply meets demand. Supply when the meets, when you properly supply as per demand, that time we can say the market is the equilibrium position. Now the second, macroeconomy indicators. What's the macroeconomy indicators? This is the small chart in there. Heading is indicator, description, and the significance. GDP, gross domestic product, means total economic output. Significance, what is the purpose? Measure the economic performance. Based on the GDP, we can measure the economic structure of India or any other country. Inflation rate, माने दाम जो increasing हो रहा है, that is called inflation rate. Description, price increase rate. Significance, effect, purchasing power. Because based on the inflation, market में purchase करने का capacity कंज्यूमर लोग का इंक्रीज होगा का डिक्रीज होगा बेस्ड ऑन द इन्फ्लेशन. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट्स, व्हाट इज द डिस्क्रिप्शन? जॉबलेस पॉपुलेशन परसेंटेज. ज्यादा आदमी को जॉब नहीं रहने से, दैट इज कॉल्ड द जॉब नहीं रहने से, दैट इज कॉल्ड द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, एंड ऑन दैट परसेंटेज इज कॉल्ड द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट. सिग्निफिकेंस इंडिकेट्स इकोनॉमिक हेल्थ, बिकॉज 100 people, if we assume that 100 people, 30 people का जॉब नहीं है, 40 people का जॉब नहीं है, तब क्या होगा? मार्केट में इकोनॉमिकल स्टेबिलिटी अच्छा नहीं होगा. क्यों है? वो जो 30 या 40 पीपल्स का इनकम जीरो है, वो लोग क्या कर रहा है? 60 और 70 पीपल का जो इनकम है, उसका ऊपर उन लोग का डिमांड कर रहा है. तो उन लोग का डिमांड क्या हो रहा है? स्टेबिलाईज हो जाता है. अब नहीं अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होने से उन लोग का एक्सपेंस करने का कैपेसिटी डाउन हो जाता है. सो इकोनॉमिकल ग्रोथ होने का चांस कम हो जाता है. इकोनॉमिकल डाउनवर्ड्स हो जाता है दैट टाइम फॉर द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट. इंटरेस्ट रेट, इंटरेस्ट रेट मतलब हम लोग जो लोन लेता है बैंक से, दैट इज डिस्क्रिप्शन इज कॉस्ट ऑफ बोरोइंग मनी. And insignificance is influence in investment and consumption, because If the interest rate is high, then we are the consumer, from the consumer sides, from the company sides, they are not interested to take the loan because interest rate is high. So if the interest is not disbursed, loan is not disbursed, and interest amount will not be increasing, and at that point economical growth will be slow. Economical growth will be slow. In that sense, interest rate will be affected, and that is called the macroeconomy indicator. So macroeconomy indicator is the GDP, next is inflation rate, next is unemployment rate, and also the interest rate. Next, what is the market structure? Types of market structure. Market structure can be classified into four primary types. One is perfect competition, another is monopolistic competition, oligopoly competition, and monopoly. These four types of market we will discuss in our next video when we will study the regarding the market chapters and that time. But here is we learn the four types of market is the perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly competition, and the monopoly. Each structure has distinct characteristics. हर मार्केट का अलग अलग कैरेक्टर है. Distinct characteristics affecting pricing, output, and market power. हर मार्केट का अलग अलग कैरेक्टर है. किसके ऊपर बेस करके? प्राइसिंग के ऊपर, आउटपुट के ऊपर, market power का ऊपर. So understanding these provides insights into how firms interact and compete in various industries. Next, economics theories and comparison. Economics theory, various types of economics theory. One is the classical economics, that means old economics concept, supply side economics, monetarism, and Keynes economics. In the classical economics emphasizes free markets and minimal government intervention. मतलब market is free, totally free market. Government का intervention भी नहीं है. It argues that market are self-regulating and efficient. Market self-regulate होना चाहिए and efficient, leading to a optimal resource allocation. Next is the supply side economics. The theory suggests that lower tax rate lower होना चाहिए, and deregulation stimulate production and investment, ultimately leading to economic growth. Ultimate economic growth होना चाहिए from the supply side economics. And monetarism emphasizes the role of government in the controlling the amount of money in circulation. Money circulate कितना है market में, उसके ऊपर economic development depend होता है. It argues inflation is preliminary, a monetary phenomenon. If inflation monetary का basic चीज है, so it argues that inflation is preliminary a monetary phenomenon. And last is Keynes economics. Keynes economics advocates for the active government intervention. Government intervention का active involvement ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, particularly during economic downward support है, तब government का intervention involvement ज़्यादा होना चाहिए to stimulate demand and reduce unemployment. उस time demand को proper stimulate होना चाहिए, proper form से होना चाहिए, and unemployment को जितना चाहिए unemployment को reduce होना चाहिए. क्योंकि unemployment ज़्यादा होने से क्या होगा? Economical development automatically downwards होना चाहिए, होगा ही. We have already various types of studying the characters, that is the various types of points. Now, in our last PPT, real world application in macro and microeconomics. Microeconomics application in real world. Microeconomic theory have practical application in pricing strategy. प्राइस किस हिसाब से एडजस्ट होना चाहिए, क्या प्राइस होना चाहिए, that is called the pricing strategy, market research and consumer behavior analysis. So in practical application, microeconomy in pricing strategy, market research and consumer behavior analysis. Business leverage insights from microeconomy to optimize profit and enhance customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the point of the microeconomy, because microeconomy are based on the individual customer or the consumer. And macroeconomy application, macroeconomic principle shape is the fiscal and monetary policy decision. That means in a country decision, based on the country decision, that is called the fiscal and monetary policy decision. Governments and central bank means RBI. Governments and central banks use the macro data to stabilize the economy. Economy कोई inflation ज़्यादा है और कुछ economy का stability ठीक नहीं है, तो government and RBI take the try to stabilize the economy. Controlled inflation, दाम बढ़ते जा रहा है तो उसको तो कंट्रोल करना चाहिए, कौन करेगा? Government and RBI. Control inflation and promote employment growth. Unemployment से employment में convert करना चाहिए people को. So for that reason, employment growth होना चाहिए and impacting every citizen. ये जो गवर्नमेंट एंड आरबीआई जो डिसीजन ले रहा है इन द मैक्रो इकोनॉमी लेवल, वो इम्पैक्ट किसके ऊपर होगा? टोटल सिटीजन के ऊपर होगा. नाउ द end of this video, end of this PPT also in macro and micro. If you have any question, you can ask me through the WhatsApp, and also in our description part, link is there. If you are interested for the MCQ, appear for the MCQ test on the basis of macro and micro chapter, you can just register your name free of cost in our website www.commercetuition.in and appear our MCQ test. In that, if you are prepared or not, you can test himself. Okay, so this is our chapter of the macro and microeconomics. Thank you.